All right, happy Monday night, everybody. Welcome on into the daily broadcast. Glad you are out there hanging out with us tonight here in the studios. We got a lot to get to. It's Good, Bad, and Ugly Monday. What the hell is that? What is that? Yeah, that was weird. It's Good, Bad, and Ugly Monday. We recap the weekend. You tell us what was good, bad, and ugly about it, sports and otherwise. We also have a lot to get to on Tech Mids basketball. Just how freaking high can this team go when it comes to an NCAA seed? 5 seed right now, 4 seed protected, three. That was the NCAA national championship runner-up team in 2019. That was a 3 seed. Super Bowl hype. You can play in any Super Bowl game in the past. Which one do you play in and why? What do you do? And then if you want to talk about the Luka Doncic trade, not from a, I could care less from a basketball standpoint. I feel for the kids. It reminded me of being a young Texas Ranger fan in the summer of 1983. We'll tell the story as we go through tonight. All right, let's get it going in three, into good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, TheRaiderland.com. Hopefully you started your day there. We give you the Raiderland hot links, all sorts of cool stuff today. Particularly, I hope you like the stuff regarding the day the music died, the anniversary of Buddy Holly's death. I figure there's a lot of people that never saw the trailer for the Buddy Holly story movie, and then we threw up a little bit of 1988 Joe Ely in the Crickets doing "Not Fade Away." I thought it was pretty cool. So check that out if you hadn't already done so at TheRaiderland.com. That's why you go there every day and start your day. Brought to you by Domino's Pizza, Domino's.com. Monday night, get some good pizza in you. If you don't need it tonight, you're going to need it tomorrow. Get the app, save money. Also by Sideline Provisions. Look as good as your team, maybe even look better than your team. If you're a Red Raider fan, go to quarter4.net. You can do that online. We link to it on our pages all the time. But it's owned by Red Raiders, the originators of the cool, the Guns Up logo thing you've seen on the hats and everything. That's them. That's Sideline Provisions. Great shirts, everything else. Good people. Like we said, owned and operated by really good Red Raiders. And then all of your communications tonight on the daily broadcast brought to you by United Supermarkets in Market Street. That's right. The supermarkets here in West Texas and beyond that celebrate and support Texas Tech and put their name on buildings as opposed to the other ones. All right. Now, the next thing you do, let us know the audio is good, the video is good. Whether you are on YouTube, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland YouTube channel, don't cost nothing. Sign up. Whether you're on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media or on Facebook, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland page on Facebook, thumbs up, audio good, and we get off and rolling. See there, James is the first one in. Thumbs up. Audio good, video good. Let's make it happen tonight. All right, where do you want to start tonight? Tech basketball. We have not been with you live since the win over Houston in overtime and all the kerfluffle about the foul call and the ejections there of JT Toppin and Grant McCaslin. I think I summed it up as well as I can. The win was a testament to how well Grant McCaslin coaches during the week. That you can have Linder step in there as an assistant, and the team continue to function. That's pretty good. Whiskey, Tango, Foxtrot. That's right. A little WT. What? What? Jan's giving us thumbs up. You guys are ready to go. So really by now, and I think really we're talked out about the foul call, right? We're kind of talked out about that, and all your emotion is gone. It was a bad ejection. You can call a foul if you want to. If you want to go letter of the law. And I was doing a radio this morning on KFYO, the mighty 790 and 95.1 FM in Lubbock, Texas. And all of a sudden I sounded like George Carlin, talking about the rules in football. Well, you have a foul. You have a common foul. And then there is the flagrant one. You don't want a flagrant one. A flagrant one is beyond the foul. The foul is bad. You've done something bad. You've been called for a foul. But if it's a flagrant one, then it's a really bad foul. But if we get to flagrant two, You've obviously tried to commit cold-blooded murder, premeditated. And that's really what they tried to say, that it was all premeditated, everything else. I know, I've read the rules. I know, I've read the rules. It was a flagrant one at best, or worst. But I think we're talked out of it. I think the bigger story is that Tech freaking won, right? Tech won the game. Tech beat Houston in Houston. Nobody does that in the Big 12 right now. I think Jan says, I think I got a T at home. I was yelling at refs, scared my animals bad. Hey, we were just trying to figure out what the hell was going on, because that was at the part of the broadcast where if you didn't have ESPNU or whatever it was, or you couldn't like get your TV switched over, you were waiting, and all of a sudden you come in, and I'm watching on social media and going, I'm telling my friends we're watching the game together. I'm like, I think Grant McCaslin just got Toppin just got thrown out. McCaslin and dogs and cats living together. We don't know what the hell's going on. So then, they bring it on whatever channel it was on, and they're trying to recap it, and you're going, what? That was the deal? So, all right. In short, flagrant one, I get that. I understand that. You got to call it. But why would the Houston guy jump up and land his junk on his foot? That makes no sense to me. Still, the big story, you won. You won on the road. You got a 6-game winning streak, could be 7. You are a 5 seed right now. If the NCAA tournament started today, you're probably a 5 seed. Remember, we pay attention to hoopshd.com. We pay attention to bracketville.wordpress.com. Dave Omni at Bracketville will release his bracket tomorrow. I think Tech will be on the 5 line. Nobody has shot up more in the last 3 weeks. Nobody in college basketball than Texas Tech. From being a barely inside the NCAA tournament bubble team, if that, to now talking about a protected seed. Massive, huge. Hoops HD today had them at 20. 20. I don't think Tech's been 20 in the last 2 or 3 years, maybe longer. I really don't. But double check that. 5 seed on Hoops HD today. That dog will hunt. McMillan, D-Will, Hawkins. If Hawkins can figure out how to play at home, he plays on the road, sign me up. And then you did it without JT Toppin. Unbelievable. That needs to be the story, not the officiating. The officiating will take care of itself. And by that, I mean nothing will happen. Can I prepare you all for that? Nothing will happen. Now, McCaslin ain't going to get fined. Kirby ain't going to get fined for, and I loved his statement. Kirby totally neutralized the Big 12's ability to come back with anything by how hard he charged on Saturday night with his directly, hey, I called Brett Yormark. We're not going to put up with this crap. And the Big 12 is going to be like, all right, you vented. Nobody gets fined. But nothing will ever happen. You'll never hear about anything with the officials. You'll never hear about any consequences. And that's the way it go. That's the way basketball will go. Alan says Tech can play into a protected seed this week. Got to win against Baylor first. Yeah, just a little old Baylor who just was sitting there this weekend going, hey, let's get down to Kansas big, and then let's drop the biggest comeback win against Kansas in the history of Kansas basketball. I believe I read that right. So just when you thought Baylor was sucking and weren't going to be very good, and they're coming to town tomorrow, just when you thought that, they have the biggest comeback ever against Kansas basketball. Hey, how you doing, Bill Self? What's it like with everybody else being able to pay players these days? How's it going up there at Kansas? Just checking in. Now that everybody can do what you guys have been doing for the last 50 years, how you liking that? Just checking. I'm talking about NIL, Bill. NIL. Don't get your hairpiece don't scratch your hair. Don't do that, Bill. So you got Baylor first, and then you got to go play at the McKell Center. And I've been fortunate to call a game from there. Great arena. Love Tucson. Tucson, as my brother called it. Love it. Now you got to go play against one of the hottest teams in the Big 12 since you beat them in Lubbock. Allen, YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Everybody on YouTube, give us thumbs up, like the channel, then invite your friends in. Everybody on Facebook and on Twitter. Where the hell are my Twitter people? I know we get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people on Twitter every day. Like, where are your comments? And we know we can get them. If you're on Twitter, you can comment in just as well as anybody. If Tech goes 15-5 in the Big 12, there'll be a 3-seed bucket. I agree. And I think 3 is the ceiling right now for this team, unless something really wild happened. 3 is the ceiling. 3 was what the national championship runner-up team was in 2019. I think that's the best Tech's ever been. They won the game, says Ryan on Facebook, with Williams, Toppin, Federico, Overton, all unavailable. Last part of overtime. Incredible. Down 5, minute to go. Incredible. Scott, let's see. Darn sad head coach like Sampson and Bruce Pearl are allowed to continue as head coach after getting their previous teams on probation. Hey, maybe Ron Meyer can come back. I believe Ron Meyer is no longer with us. And I'm not trying to kill him off. You know, Sampson, everything that Sampson did was pretty much legal now. Bruce Pearl, I kind of like Bruce. He's unhinged in a way. And by that, I mean he's totally, completely, 100% unhinged. And I kind of like that about a guy. Super Bowl hype as we go through tonight. The Doncic trade reminded me of my youth as a Texas Rangers fan. And then good, bad, and ugly. We brought it back from the past. The old Williamson Hyatt Show staple going back to 1994. So how it works on Mondays, you give us something that's really good from the weekend, something that's really bad, something that was so bad it just turned into ugly. You know, really good. Jeff Linder coaching this team. I thought he coached a great game. It's going to get lost in the shuffle. I thought he took 2 really good timeouts, killing the arena, killing the momentum, coming up, not waiting for dead ball timeouts. And I thought his utilization of timeouts was fantastic. His game management, I thought, in real time, and then going back and looking at it a little bit, was incredible. He gets a good. The bad, you can do, you know, also the Pro Bowl is bad. Can we stop the Pro Bowl? Stop. Somebody tackle it. End it. I mean, we used to do the third place game, the loser bowl in the NFL. That's right. Before the Super Bowl, they had the teams that lost in the AFC, NFC, AFL, NFL championship game actually play a third place game, which is what we called in the late 60s, early 70s, the Dallas Cowboys game. They won more than any other team in the loser bowl. Go look it up. Stop the Pro Bowl. End it. Get it over with. Nothing. Don't want skills. Don't want anything. The ugly. The whole Justin Tucker story is ugly right now. We're talking about a Hall of Famer in waiting, a dip down this year in accuracy and length. Don't chuckle. Don't chuckle. And now we have accusations that sound eerily similar to what we saw with Deshaun Watson coming out of Houston. Here's the deal if you're Baltimore. He's a kicker. 2, he's on the downside of his career. I think Houston will cut him, release him at some point during the offseason, moderately quietly, even though you can barely do that. And I don't think this ends well, but I think it ends if he retires. This Justin Tucker deal, I'm not assigning guilt or innocence. I'm saying I'm watching this. I'm seeing how this plays out. I'm seeing how teams will handle it. And you're not going to go to the mat. The Ravens are not going to go to the wall for Justin Tucker. They're just not going to do it. This is ugly. Did I kill off Ron Meyer? Ron Meyer did pass away, former SMU coach. Alan Good, Tech beating Houston, bad. Mayo on burgers. Who does mayo on burgers? Why are you doing mayo on burgers? Although I will say this, the only one that I might accept mayo on is the old Wendy's classic, maybe. Ugly Mavericks killing me and my sports fandom by trading Luka. We'll get to our thought. The Luka thoughts were pretty much, I don't give a damn about the Mavericks. It just reminded me of when the Rangers traded away some of my favorite players, particularly in 1983 when they traded away one Rick Honeycutt, who was leading the league in ERA for a horrible Rangers team. Horrible. I got nothing going on in the summer of '83. They suck, but Rick Honeycutt is killing it. And then they trade him back to Seattle, to LA. They trade him to LA. Come from Seattle, they trade him to LA, and you get Dave Stewart, who sucked as a Ranger, and Ricky Wright, and you got nothing out of it. And yet, here I am sitting there thinking the only thing I got going for me this summer with the Rangers is Rick Honeycutt, and they trade him. So the kids, I get it. The kids who grew up on Luka Doncic, and that's all you got, and now the Mavericks trade him. Oh, because he's fat sometimes? All right. Chris, hey, you might get Cleveland to offer him a guaranteed contract. I didn't see the Justin Tucker allegations are all from 2016 timeframe. I have seen that there are some after that. Maybe I've misread, but I think they are after that as well. Either way, remember what we said. He's a kicker. Bad thing about Linder doing such a good job. Now other teams will be really looking at him. The staff did a great job. You want everybody to want your coaches all the time. Blue Sky puts mayo on their hamburgers. Not mine. Maybe I asked for mustard. Maybe they just asked me. I don't think I've ever had mayo on a hamburger at Blue Sky. I don't think so. So yeah, 83. So if y'all have like trades growing up, they got rid of your favorite players. Who was that? Your favorite team got rid of a favorite player, like Cowboy fan. Well, I don't know. I don't know that we have any Cowboy fans that would be like, can't believe they got rid of Herschel Walker. Maybe a few. More baseball and some basketball. What would that be for you? Did you have a trade growing up that your favorite team got rid of one of your favorite players? You're like, God, I can't believe they've done it. And I know it sounds horrible, but it was 1983, and that was the only time the Rangers had a really good player, like when I was young, that they got rid of. I mean, you could go back. They made numerous trades in the 70s and early 80s, bringing in Richie Zisk or getting rid of Al Oliver or bringing in Al Oliver. Didn't really matter. But the Rick Honeycutt one, that stung. The trade when they got rid of Sundberg, I kind of knew it was coming. The Sundberg for Ned Yost trade. And Don Williams hated Jim Sundberg because Jim Sundberg had a no trade deal and he wouldn't waive it to get Oral Hershiser from the Dodgers in. But he finally, it either expired or he relinquished. And he goes, I believe, to the Brewers initially. And they bring in Ned Yost, son of Ted Yost or whatever his name was. Anyhow. But even though Sundberg was probably my favorite player of the Rangers during that era, Sundberg, Buddy Bell, right in through there. And then the sundry pitchers that they might have had. Jim Kern, Dave Rasich. Hi there, old Ranger fans. We're speaking your language. So we had that tonight. Alan, Luka trade was the Landry moment for Mavs fans. Folks here in DFW are pretty damn angry. Okay. And I've not looked at it from the pure basketball standpoint that you get rid of a young fat guy for an old beat up guy. Okay, do what you're going to do. It sure does look like the Mavericks didn't get fair market value. it sure does sound like the Mavericks didn't consult, ownership didn't consult coaches and everybody else. But from a pure fan standpoint, I mean, this is a team that was still achieving okay last year. What's the long game that they're trying to play? I don't know that from an NBA standpoint, but it sure does look like if you make this move, correct me if I'm wrong, Dallas Maverick fans and NBA fans, that if you're the Mavericks, you're saying we've got to win an NBA championship in the next year or two, maybe 3 years, but probably in the next year or two. That constructed, doing what you're doing, that if you're dumping Luka and nobody knows him better than the Mavericks, right? That you're saying we've got to win in the next year or two, or this trade is a failure. For the Lakers, you got younger. You didn't give up a tremendous amount. You extend the timeline beyond the LeBron James timeline. And of course, you got Bronny James, who will play forever. That's what they do. So I'm not the most astute NBA breakdown guy, but if I'm a Mavericks fan, I'm going, if you're going to do this, you damn sure better win an NCAA championship. Here you go. Out of the ACC. No, that's SMU. I'm sorry. You better win. Tell me if I'm wrong. Joseph Good Walton, Kerwin Walton, playing good basketball again. Bad Big 12 refs, ugly Kansas choking off a 22-point lead. And there's a good, bad, and ugly that you can jump in on your own GBUs, whatever you want to do. We're bringing it back on Mondays. Somebody on Twitter posted, I think it was Jacob or whatever, like Double T97 in Lubbock doing a good, bad, and ugly, whatever. You ought to trademark it. And dude, we started doing it on the show in 1994. I'm sure I stole it from somewhere else. I do know that I had to get a damn VCR tape of the movie Good, Bad, and Ugly and record the music theme off that in order to use the music on KFYO that summer. Thank God we paid ASCAP BMI fees and we could do that. But yeah, it wasn't like you could go online and just sample the music. I had to freaking steal it on. It was a pain in the ass recording it. Sound like dreck. But yeah, we started doing that in 1994 on the Williams and Hyatt show. And then it wasn't even the Williams and Hyatt show. It was Sports Talk with Don Williams and Ryan Hyatt. Like, after a while, I finally convinced them, can we just change it to the Williams and Hyatt show? They know we're talking sports. If you have a sports talk show and it has sports talk in the name, you're not doing it right. Chris, it's interesting the Lakers didn't even give LeBron a heads up about the trade. According to reports, nobody below the ownership level, Lakers, Mavs, Utah, nobody below that level really knew this was going down, which I find fascinating, which makes you wonder who would have spiked it, with which team's coaching staff would have spiked it. But yeah, that's the deal. And if at this point we believe it. James jumping on a good, bad, and ugly. Good tech win. Houston moved up a spot in the ranks. Ugly, the Grammys. I don't even want to talk about what went on the Grammys from the country music album of the year or anything else, and what some people were wearing or weren't wearing. Well, let's go back to the B. Houston moving up in the rankings. We don't care about rankings. We care about hoopshd.com, bracketville.wordpress.com. Where are we in the seed line? However, with teams losing around the country and the fact that you beat that team and they actually moved up, you moved up 9 in the rankings, in the AP rankings, that's actually a compliment to Tech. That a team can lose to you and they say, Tech's so freaking good right now that an overtime loss on your home court, given everything going on, It's actually a compliment, you know? That's pretty dang compliment. Alan, we got about another 5 minutes to go. Good, bad, and ugly Monday. Give us your good, bad, and ugly from the weekend. Super Bowl hype. Which game would you have liked to have played in? I'm going to have to carry this over tomorrow because I really like this topic and we didn't get into it tonight. And I'm going to carry it over tomorrow on the show. We'll have 2 Super Bowl hype questions. But I want to talk about the game I would play in, what I would do, and how I would alter history 100% in the Super Bowl. 100%. You guys can't even guess which game it would be, which team would be, and what I would do. But I would 100% play in a Super Bowl game and alter history in the National Football League. 100%. Oh, sorry. The Mavs ownership closed the championship window 10 years to 2. I think it's okay to believe conspiracy theories about the carpetbagger owners tanking the fan support to move them to Las Vegas. Mavs to Las Vegas? The biggest conspiracy theory I've heard is that they had to do something to supercharge the Lakers to get ratings going out there. Are you talking about Dallas moving to Las Vegas? Nah, I don't see that. Dennis. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Dennis. Is College Hall of Famer Graham Harrell going to finally get put up in the Jones? I don't know what that means. Tell me exactly what you mean by that, and I'll try to answer the question in the time we have. Joseph Lakerson message to LeBron, you ain't all that anymore. No, I don't even think it's that. I don't even think it's that, but Draymond Green, says Scott, has been ejected by that jump kick into the groin of opponent. How does JT get a total pass? Your view, please, late to the live show. I have no idea about Draymond Green and what he might have done in the past. All I know is I watched a player go up, try to redirect in the air, a player who had jumped up, start to come down on his leg as he twisted and turned. If he's that good, if he did it intentionally, and that you've got to have intentionality to get a 2, you can get the 1, but you got to have intentionality to get the 2. If he did it, then JT Toppin is the greatest player in the history of Texas Tech basketball, the greatest athlete. My hat's off to him. He thought in a millisecond, while I'm up here trying to save a ball from going out of bounds and doing this, why don't I kick this dude in the nuts at the 3:54 mark? Yeah. Would you catch the ball Jackie Smith dropped? You have your thumbs up if it's above shoulder pad high or above, you have your thumbs up catching the ball. If it's tits or below, you have your fingers, your pinkies together, and you put your pinkies and you catch it out here away from your shoulder pads and you bring it into your bread basket. His name, says Dennis. His name. His name what? His name put up? Are you talking about like in the Hall of Honor or something, or Hall of Fame or something like that? Probably not anytime soon, would be my guess, if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't think it'll be anytime soon. He's young. I think maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, maybe they look at that, but not anytime soon. David. Oh, wow. David Collier, Kamek 28, sports director. Crap. I wish I'd got to this earlier. We were worried about Samson texting years ago over the Kansas coach doing anything he's done forever. Everything he's done forever. Yeah. Yeah, we kind of got into that a little bit earlier on some stuff. Ryan, yes, there's speculation. The assistants, the assess on fam wants to move, man. The asses on fam want to move. If gambling I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. Secondly, the assesses on FAM. I mean, gambling will be legalized in Texas, among the last states to do it. Texas, California. Who else hadn't done it yet? I can't even think anymore. But they're not going to move the Mavericks over that. Now, the family that owns it and everything else, right? No, they're not going to move it. Not over that. Hey, look, 7 o'clock. We're in overtime. You guys have been really good tonight. Last chance, comments, everything. We are worried about Samson texting years ago over the Kansas coach and everything he's done for everyone. Super Bowl hype tomorrow. I'll tell you the game I would have played in, what I would have done, how I would have altered NFL history. It would change who's in the Hall of Fame, who is not in the Hall of Fame. 100%. Tomorrow, 2-word Tuesday, we'll give you a topic. You give us the 2 best examples. It'll be wonderful. It'll be brought to you by Kyle Rogers, Remax Realty. We want to thank Domino's Pizza for being a great sponsor tonight. Sideline Provisions. They're at quarter 4 in Lubbock. You can go to quarter4.net. I think I just killed a net. And check out all their stuff online. Great Red Raider gear and everything else. United Supermarkets takes care of all the communications. I ask you to do one more thing tonight. One thing and one thing only. Share this with your friends. If you're watching on Facebook, go to our YouTube channel tonight and subscribe. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on YouTube. Don't cost nothing. It's all free. You can still watch on Facebook, on Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media. Same thing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And everybody else, go to, and I can't imagine you're not subscribed on Twitter, but that would be cool. And if you're not following us there at Ryan Hyatt Media, do that. And then migrate the other way to our Facebook page. Again, we do a lot of cool stuff on all these platforms that you might not catch otherwise. So Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook. Enjoy it, like it, but share with this. We're going to post this on the website, theraiderland.com. Here in a few minutes, that's another opportunity for you to grow what we do and invite your friends in, whatever platform you want to do. Say, hey, just like Scott here, always a top Lubbock show. Thank you. Thank you for being out there. You guys make it a top Lubbock show. Otherwise, I'm sitting here talking to a couple of dogs, a couple of cats, maybe a miniature donkey. We don't know. We don't know what's going on out there. We'll see you in the morning on the website. Great Raiderland hot links coming up tomorrow on theraiderland.com. We appreciate you being out there. Spread the message. See you then.